In a world captivated by power and fame, Robert Francis Prevost stands apart, a man who chose humility over ambition. From Chicago to the Vatican, his journey isn't marked by headlines, but by quiet service and unwavering faith. Who is this man behind the collar, now among the most influential cardinals, yet living with a missionary's heart? While many seek spotlight, Prevost has consistently worked in the shadows, giving voice to the voiceless. What drives someone to reject comfort for commitment? The answers lie in the quiet moments of his extraordinary life. Born on September 14, 1955 in Chicago, Illinois, Robert Francis Prevost entered a world still recovering from global conflict and on the cusp of social transformation. His family story itself is a tapestry of American diversity and resilience. His mother, Mildred Agnes Prevost, was a Chicago native with deep ties to Louisiana Creole heritage. Her family had migrated from New Orleans, bringing with them a rich cultural legacy. After earning a degree in library science from DePaul University, Mildred dedicated herself to her family and community, instilling in young Robert the values of education and service. His father, Louis Marius Prevost, embodied courage and leadership. A United States Navy veteran of World War II, he commanded an infantry landing craft during the Normandy landings and participated in the critical Operation Dragoon in southern France. After the war, he channeled his leadership abilities into education, becoming superintendent of Brookwood School District 167 in Glenwood, Illinois. From his father, Robert learned the meaning of sacrifice and duty. Robert, known affectionately as Bob or Rob to family and friends, was the youngest of 3 children, with 2 older brothers, Louise Martin and John Joseph. His family tree branched across continents and cultures. His paternal heritage combined Italian and French ancestry. His grandfather Giovanni Roberto Prevosto had immigrated from Settimo Rotaro near Turin, Italy, and his grandmother Suzanne Fontaine came from Le Havre, France. On his mother's side, Robert's roots reached to the Caribbean and the American South. His grandfather Joseph Martinez was a mixed-race Haitian born in Hispaniola, while his grandmother Louise Baquier was a black Creole from New Orleans. This diverse heritage provided Robert with a natural understanding of cultural differences and the common humanity that transcends them, a perspective that would serve him well in his global ministry. Growing up in Dalton, Illinois, a suburb on the far south side of Chicago, Robert experienced America in transition. These formative years in a diverse community laid the groundwork for his future commitment to social justice and human dignity. The quiet sanctuary of St. Mary of the Assumption Parish in nearby Riverdale became young Robert's spiritual home. Within these walls, the foundation of his faith took shape. He sang in the church choir, his voice joining others in praise. He served as an altar boy, learning the rhythms and rituals of the Mass that would later define his life. But more than these external practices, it was here that Robert began to feel a stirring within a calling that wouldn't be denied. His brothers would later recall how he and they would play-act the Mass at home, with Robert taking special care to mimic the movements and words of the priest. What seemed like childhood games revealed a heart already oriented toward the divine. The parish priests became his early models, men who moved through the community with purpose, offering comfort in grief, celebration in joy, and guidance in confusion. In their quiet dedication, Robert glimpsed a future for himself, not one of material success or worldly acclaim, but of spiritual significance and humble service. Robert's academic journey began at St. Augustine Seminary High School near Saugatuck, Michigan. From 1969 to 1973, this minor seminary became the forge for his intellectual and spiritual development. His dedication to his studies quickly became apparent. He earned a letter of commendation and consistently appeared on the honor roll. But Robert was never merely a student of books. His leadership abilities emerged early as he took on responsibilities as yearbook editor-in-chief and secretary of the student council. His membership in the National Honor Society reflected both his academic prowess and character. In speech and debate, he demonstrated the communication skills that would later serve him in pulpits and classrooms around the world. His thirst for knowledge led him to Villanova University, an Augustinian college near Philadelphia, where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics in 1977. The precision and logic of mathematics appealed to his orderly mind, teaching him to look beyond surface appearances to the underlying patterns and truths. Robert's academic pursuits continued at the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago, where he earned a Master of Divinity degree in 1982. During this period, he also shared his knowledge as a teacher of physics and mathematics at St. Rita of Cascia High School in Chicago, revealing his commitment to nurturing the next generation. His intellectual journey took him to Rome, where he earned a licentiate of canon law from the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas in 1984. His studies culminated in a Doctor of Canon Law degree in 1987, with a thesis focusing on the role of the local prior in the Order of St. Augustine, a subject that foreshadowed his future leadership roles. This remarkable educational background spanning mathematics, theology, and canon law created in Robert a rare combination of analytical thinking, spiritual depth, and administrative understanding. In recognition of his contributions to education and theology, Villanova University awarded him an honorary Doctor of Humanities degree in 2014. On September 1, 1977, Robert Francis Prevost made the decision that would define his life's direction. He joined the Order of St. Augustine as a novice, beginning a journey of spiritual discipline and communal living. For 1 year, he resided at Immaculate Conception Church in the Compton Heights neighborhood of St. Louis, Missouri, deepening his understanding of religious life. After completing his novitiate, he moved to Chicago, where on September 2, 1978, he took his first vows. 3 years later, on August 29, 1981, he made his solemn vows, fully committing himself to the Augustinian order. These weren't merely ceremonial promises, but the framework for a life of prayer, service, and community. The culmination of years of preparation came on June 19, 1982, when Robert was ordained a priest at the Church of Santa Monica degli Agostiniani in Rome. Archbishop Jean Jadot presided over the ceremony, welcoming Robert into the priesthood. As he stood before the altar, Robert couldn't have imagined the path that lay ahead from missionary work in remote villages to the highest offices of the Vatican. In 1985, Prevost joined the Augustinian mission in Peru, serving as Chancellor of the Territorial Prelature of Chulucanas. After briefly returning to the United States, the pull of missionary work drew him back to Peru in 1988 for over a decade. In Trujillo, he headed the Augustinian Seminary, teaching canon law while serving as prefect of studies and judge in the regional ecclesiastical court. Beyond these duties, he immersed himself in parish ministry to marginalized communities on the city's outskirts. One key achievement was recruiting Peruvians for priesthood and leadership, ensuring the mission's sustainability. Prevost's time in Peru coincided with intense political violence. He became an outspoken critic of President Alberto Fujimori's regime, focusing on human rights violations by the army and paramilitary groups. Even in 2017, he criticized President Pedro Pablo Kuczynski's pardon of Fujimori, calling for accountability and apology. He also opposed the violence of the Shining Path, a Maoist guerrilla group terrorizing rural Peru. Working with the poor in the Norte Chico region, Prevost took personal risks, traveling by horse along dangerous roads to reach desperate communities. His commitment never wavered despite threats. Throughout his missionary work, Prevost demonstrated that faith must manifest in action. His defense of human rights, advocacy for the vulnerable, and willingness to speak truth to power distinguished him as a leader whose commitment to justice matched his devotion to God. In 1998, Prevost was elected Prior Provincial of the Augustinian Order's Chicago Province, taking office March 8, 1999. His tenure faced challenges, including controversy over his 2000 approval for James Ray, a priest previously suspended for sexual abuse allegations, to return to limited ministry. When concerns arose about Ray's residence being near a grammar school, stricter policies in 2002 led to Ray's relocation. Despite such difficulties, Prevost's leadership proved effective. In 2001, he became Prior General of the Order of St. Augustine, serving 2 consecutive 6-year terms guiding the global Augustinian community through significant transformations. His commitment to addressing sexual abuse became defining. In Chiclayo, he confronted the issue directly, encouraging reporting and ensuring investigations. Though some controversies emerged regarding his handling of certain cases, he consistently supported survivors and worked toward greater accountability. Pope Francis appointed him Apostolic Administrator of the Diocese of Chiclayo, 2014, and then Bishop, 2015. During his episcopate, he established a diocesan commission on integral ecology, demonstrating commitment to both spiritual and social issues. In 2023, Francis appointed Prevost prefect of the dicastery for bishops, placing him at the heart of Vatican decision-making. His leadership proved instrumental in addressing controversies, including the removal of Bishop Joseph Strickland of Tyler, Texas. Prevost's proximity to Pope Francis and support for his theological vision led to speculation about his future. His alignment with Francis's emphasis on mercy, pastoral sensitivity, and social justice positioned him as a potential successor to continue the Pope's reforms. On May 8, 2025, Prevost was elected the 267th Pope, becoming the first from the Order of St. Augustine and the first American Pope since Francis. Taking the name Leo XIV, he delivered his first address from St. Peter's Basilica, expressing gratitude for Francis's legacy and calling for a church to serve as a beacon in a faithless world. As the first pope born in the United States with dual citizenship in Peru, Leo XIV is uniquely positioned to bridge Western and Latin American worlds. His papacy focuses on human rights, social justice, and addressing marginalized populations' needs. Many view him as a dignified, middle-of-the-road leader, representing a balanced approach to contemporary challenges. His leadership combines commitment to reform with deep understanding of the global Catholic community's complexities. Pope Leo XIV resides in St. Peter's Basilica, where he made his first appearance after election, greeted by thousands in the square below. This grand structure showcases centuries of art, history, and faith. Behind its splendor, the Sampietrini, men of St. Peter, maintain the basilica's treasures: 44 altars, 27 chapels, 800 chandeliers, 390 statues, 135 mosaics, and 15,000 square meters of marble floors. They meticulously clean Bernini's baldacchino, a 29-meter bronze canopy above the papal altar, earning the nickname "Acrobats Who Never Fall." Michelangelo's dome, with its 42-meter diameter and 138-meter height, dominates the Vatican skyline. Supporting this enormous structure required extraordinary engineering. 3 massive iron rings reinforced the stonework, later supplemented when cracks appeared in the 16th century. Completed in 1880, the basilica stands as a testament to human craftsmanship and enduring faith. Beyond religious duties, Pope Leo XIV maintains diverse interests. Fluent in 5 languages: English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Portuguese, he also reads Latin and speaks Quechua, the indigenous language of millions in South America. He describes himself as quite the amateur tennis player and remains a lifelong Chicago White Sox fan, having attended Game 1 of their 2005 World Series championship run. He enthusiastically follows Villanova Wildcats basketball, maintaining ties to his alma mater. Leo enjoys mental challenges like Wordle and Words with Friends, regularly playing with his brothers. These family connections remain important despite his high-profile role. As a teenager, he enjoyed driving recreationally, appreciating its freedom. These personal interests reveal a man who, despite profound responsibilities, remains connected to life's simple pleasures and the relationships that ground him. Behind the papal regalia is a person with experiences and preferences that shape his perspective and guide his leadership. Robert Francis Prevost's journey from Chicago's suburbs to the pinnacle of the Catholic Church reveals a life defined not by power-seeking, but by service. His story challenges assumptions about leadership, showing that true influence often comes through humility and authentic commitment. As Pope Leo XIV, he carries both tradition's weight and renewal's promise. His unique background: American birth, Peruvian citizenship, Augustinian formation, and commitment to social justice positions him to address the complexities of a global church in a divided world. What distinguishes him isn't revolutionary theology, but consistent dedication to the marginalized. From remote Peruvian villages to the Vatican, he has maintained focus on human dignity and justice. His story invites reconsideration of significance and success. What if meaningful influence comes not through self-promotion, but self-giving? What if true leadership means standing with those society overlooks? These questions emerge from the pattern of his life. If you found Pope Leo XIV's remarkable journey inspiring, please like this video, share it with others who might appreciate his story, and subscribe to our channel for more content about influential figures whose impact transcends headlines. Join us as we continue uncovering stories that challenge assumptions and expand our understanding of what truly matters.